I started out this year with a very simple concept that was designed to help me get through the year, which is that life is but three words: facing, overcoming, and becoming. The more I journey with personal and professional challenges, deal with people and myself, the more I am actually convinced that issues remain in our lives because the idea of becoming is a nice one, but in reality, most of the time we are stuck in the cycle of overcoming, like going round the mountain, purely and simply because of the fact that we refuse to face up to things. I've revisited the idea of facing again so that I can understand what it means and what it will take to help me to overcome. Facing requires a basic commitment to understand how things really work. But above all, it takes the courage to be straight first with yourself and then with others. So how do things really work? Well, Genesis 8:22 says, "For as long as the earth lasts, there'll be planting and harvest." The root system the plant system has four key stages. They are absorption, anchoring, storage, and then reproduction. Now the mind, which is the most valuable asset that you possess, works in exactly the same way. Ideas and suggestions are first absorbed through environment and circumstance. Ideas and suggestions then become anchored as a result of repetition and habit. These habits are then stored in the memory, and the result then is reproduction. Every day I have to deal with personal and corporate facing. So in my interpersonal and professional relationships, I've often found it useful to remember that I will often be dealing with the reproduction or the end result of something that I maybe had nothing to do with. And that can often be made a lot worse if I'm dealing with, like, say, an individual or a situation where there is no real desire to face up to what it will take to create long-lasting change. The secret of facing is in examining the root cause, because you'll only get limited results if you use effects to change effects. You plant a different cause, that will ultimately yield a different effect. Every single day starts with the same opportunity for everybody, and that comes in the form of the price and the promise. The question is, and always will be, are you prepared to pay the price to inherit the promise? Attitude is very important in this. It's your manner, it's your disposition, it's the way you carry yourself in the world. And attitude is more important than facts. It's more important than your past. It's more important than your education. It's more important than money and circumstances. It is more important than your appearance, your talent, or your skill. It can make or break a business, a church, a home, any situation. Attitude is important. And the remarkable thing is that you have a choice every single day regarding the attitude you will embrace for the day. You cannot change your past. You cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. It's inevitable. The one thing that you can do is play on the string that you have, and that is your attitude. It's less about what happens to you and more about how you respond to it. There's a great book called Man's Search for Meaning by a guy called Viktor Frankl, and in that book he chronicles his experiences as an inmate at Auschwitz. That was a concentration camp during World War II. It's impossible to imagine what it must have been like to face such an impossible situation, but Viktor Frankl said, when you are no longer able to change the situation, you are now challenged to change yourself. The purpose of today's message really is to help you to understand that while we set our own cages and build our own bars, part of breaking free is understanding that if you ask better questions, you will get better answers.